I removed the back seat in my Toyota Tacoma to install a DIY seat delete. The reason for this was to install this awesome thing right here. This is a portable fridge freezer combo, and it is mounted in the back of my truck now. That's pretty awesome. Before I hop into the details of this DIY seat delete, I should probably explain why I removed the back seats out of my truck to install a fridge. It's not a normal thing to do. It's kind of weird. And I understand if you have questions. If you're new here, the reason why I did this is because we are designing this truck and building it out to be our house, our full-time. We're going to live in this full-time. My girlfriend, well, my fiance now, my dog, and I are going to live out in this truck full-time and explore the country and bring you guys with us. But if you're new here, I just wanted to give you some details on that. Let's go ahead and hop into these details. If you want to copy this little setup, if you want to do the same thing. Starting on the fridge here, this is the Bouge RV 45 quart fridge. I did a video on it about a week ago if you want to see my actual thoughts about it. But we have it mounted on the Bouge RV slider actually. And this fridge does come with wheels on the side of it. We just removed those wheels to be able to fit it on the sliders. But the slider is actually pretty awesome, and it can fit multiple different size fridges because all their fridges are the same width. They're just different lengths, and it's really nice to adjust that. Pretty awesome setup here, but you're probably really interested in how I took the seat out and mounted this on the inside. Let's show you that. I'm gonna do my best here to show you guys the back seat, well, what used to be the back seat of my Tacoma. I have a big head and a weird camera lens, so we're gonna try our best here. But a big shout out to my dad. This would not have been possible without him. I came to him with a problem and he solved it. I basically came to him with two things I wanted to solve with this seat DIY seat delete. I wanted to be able to mount the fridge in a safe way and make sure it wasn't going to fly around when we're off-roading. And I wanted it to retain that underneath storage that comes in underneath the seat from the factory in the Tacoma. Those are my two big things. And I also wanted to look pretty clean and just add to the functionality of the truck to make sure I have the most amount of room that I can have, because I'm going to need all the space I can get. So big shout out to him. I think he really delivered on this one, and awesome job here. We used OSB for the base of this seat delete.
I know a lot of you guys are out there saying, why is he using a Sawzall? Well, the circular saw died in a horrible accident, so Sawzall is what we got.
Instead of plywood, it's a little bit stronger to be able to hold up to that weight that I'm putting on with all the stuff that I'm going to be carrying in the truck. The size is 53.3 inches long and 23.3 inches wide. That fits perfectly and gives me plenty of room as a nice base back here. We then had to cut the OSB, so one half of it is actually 20.5 inches. That gives me enough room to flip that up and get to that storage that's in the floorboards of the Tacoma. This works great because that way I don't have to take the fridge off every time I want to flip it up. The fridge side does also lift up and fold like that, but the fridge is on it and I'm not going to take it off. But it does still work. But the good thing is about the Tacoma is that floorboard storage is actually all one thing. So I just really need to get on one side to get all the stuff I would need out of that. So it was an awesome design and it worked great. On to how we got it to flip up. We got it to flip up by actually mounting it to the seat bracket that already exists. So the Tacoma seat actually does lift up like that. I don't know if you have one or if you know that, but it lifts up just like that. So we actually mounted the piece of wood directly to those seat mounts, and we still got that awesome flip function. We got half of it installed here because the idea is the cooler fridge is going to be mounted here with the slide out. On the other side, all my stuff and stuff, but I wanted to split in it so I can lift only that side up and get to the storage underneath, because I don't want to take my cooler out just to lift that up. On the back here, I'm going to do one solid piece that folds out like this, almost like the normal seat basically, and so I have that storage back there. And we're doing this by using the OEM seat mounts and mounting to a bottom piece here. The next step was trying to figure out how we could get the back level. We want it to be completely level because I'm trying to mount a fridge to it. So my dad's ingenious idea was to come up with this design. So this is the bumper system this guy came up with. Ooh. So basically this is just a furniture little foot piece, and he put a carriage bolt down through it. See if I can show you guys. Put a nut on it and a washer, and we can adjust the height of where that sits to make it level on each side. How neat's that, huh? I'm sure they make adjustable bump stops if we're in a hurry, and this works perfect for what we're trying to do. Good job. He's a genius.
Smart.
That was basically a random bolt from a place and a little table leg thing that we found at a random hardware store, and he designed this thing with some nuts and a bolt in that table leg, and it turned out great. He then used hot glue to stick that bolt up into the piece of OSB so it wouldn't go anywhere, and it works fantastic. It was pretty ingenious if you ask me. My original plan, I was going to have the back done with a solid piece of wood and have that carpeted as well. But after a week of having it how it is right now, I realized that extra storage is actually pretty awesome. I was able to shove mountain bike tires in between the back of the cooler, and I didn't want to lose that extra space I had there. Now, it's not too much, but putting a piece of wood there that could fold down as well to access that back storage would have just been a headache. It would end up taking away that space that I wanted right there. So I just opted to only keep the bottom done, and I think it turned out pretty well. I'm about function over looks. Looking at the back here, this is my Boost setup, and I think it looks pretty good up there. It's out of the way, and I don't have to worry about anything smashing it, and I can put power to it whenever I feel like using it with one of my battery boxes. So if you're curious about what that red thing is mounted there, that's what that is. It's a Boost cell phone booster thing. Pretty awesome. Works really well. I'll do a full video on it at some point. Let me know in the comments of what you guys think about this DIY seat delete. Would you do this to your truck? Do you have any recommendations how I could make this better? Let me know. I always like to hear from you guys. My favorite thing about this seat delete is the space between the floorboard and the seat delete. That little space right there is great for fishing pools, just any random thing. It just is just a little bit of added storage, and I actually use it and I like it a lot. I think this is a great setup for us. A big thank you to my dad for helping design this. I've been all over the place in this video. A little bit scatterbrained, I'm sorry. You know how it is, guys. I'm all over the place all the time. If you like this video, hit a like, hit a subscribe button if you want to see more DIY stuff. I have a bunch of other stuff I want to show you on the truck that we got done. It's been crazy. Seat delete is awesome. Everything that, well, almost everything that we use in this, I can link down in the description. The carpet, everything. I know those DIY bolts, I don't think I'm going to be able to find those DIY little things because we made those. But there's a rough idea how you can make one in this video. Hopefully it helps you guys. Hopefully this gives you a good idea on how to set up your truck if you want to do anything like this. And thanks for watching, guys. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. It means a ton to me. Do me a favor, check this video out right here. It's pretty good. I'll see you in the next one.